Hi, we're here in downtown Edison, Washington, a rainy summer day. We're going to take a look at Heidi Epstein's new exhibit called Receive. Let's step inside the gallery. Heidi Epstein is a longtime Skagit Valley artist. She has been working in watercolor. For this exhibit, she also has been working in pastel and tapestry with yarn, so needlepoint. This is a little quick overview, and then we're going to slow down and look at the pieces a little more closely. Let's start with the pastel. This is a dry pastel and on Stonehenge, and Heidi makes a note of the paper because this method that she uses, the pastel, you can see how richly saturated it is. The pastel is rubbed on over and over again. It binds with the paper in a way, because of the many layers and because of the rubbing, in a way that it doesn't require any fixative. And of course, these are under glass. There's a tiny bit of watercolor in that kind of coil thread you see there. But for the most part, these are dry pastel, gorgeous colors. This is called I Am the Same Person. We'll learn more at Heidi's talk about these pieces, but these have to do with her, who she is now and who she was as a child, and the unraveling of her, or the birthing, I guess, or the lifelong development of her as a human being. This is called With Dark. The Girl I Was. Again, these are all on Stonehenge paper, and the dimensions are about 24 inches by 16 inches across. That's a framed dimension. And this is with care. Heidi is trained as a printmaker and did go through art school, but she has really been paying attention to watercolor in the last 10 years or so, working with a lot of watercolor. She often uses a mineral-based watercolor, so you get a little bit of luminescence or mica kind of from the mineral. This is watercolor and graphite and gesso. And she's naming the paper here. It's a 300-pound Arche aquarelle paper. That's gorgeous. That's loosening and balance. That's 30 by 22 inches. This is a diptych, so we've got here two pieces comprising one total piece, and it is 22 by 60, I believe, 60 inches. And it's also watercolor and graphite and Prismacolor pencil. Let me see if I can hold still for so you can get a better look at that. This is called He Danced Across the Water. It's a gorgeous kind of turquoise color. I'm trying to get the color accurate in this, but we're not getting it completely. You're just going to have to come in person and see this. Her watercolor is, oh, she saturates the paper, and often the pigment is moving across the paper in ways where she doesn't really control it that much. And her paper is always a heavy kind of rag type paper that can absorb all these layers. This is watercolor, graphite, and gesso, and again, it's on 300-pound Arches aquarelle paper, 30 by 22, and it's called All My Ancient Twisted Karma. Heidi's personal meditation and silent retreat practices are very pertinent to her artwork. Underwater. This is on a little lighter paper, watercolor, graphite, and Prismacolor, 22 by 30 inches, and it's called Rocks and Blue. Quite a few of these pieces do have to do with rocks and water. This one is called Delicate Balance, and it's back to the heavier duty Arches, so it is really many, many layers of watercolor, getting that gorgeous glowing orange. And this is more of like a sketch, perhaps, rocks submerged. We're going to go around the wall here and look at these three, a suite of three of them. These are called Rocks and Rags, and these are watercolor, graphite, Prismacolor pencil on the Arches aquarelle paper. She's spent a lot of time looking at rocks, collecting rocks, walking on the beach. Now we're going to go to the needle points. She prefers to call these tapestries. Some of these took up to a couple years. This one she began around the time the Ukraine war was starting. It's called Our Sorrow. The zinnias of representing the flowers that the Ukrainian women wanted to continue to grow, even though they were in the midst of war. These two are called Dark Sister, Light Sister. She uses an Appleton wool yarn, and they're just sitting in a felt-lined wooden box, which is a beautiful frame. These two are from 2021. This one is called Benign, being winter. And it's almost 15 inches by 12 inches. These are not done with the pattern ahead of time planned out. This is done improvisationally, meaning as she's stitching, as she's doing the needlepoint, it is being composed as she goes. And this is called Our Shame Color Lines. This refers to the George Floyd murder and protests. And as I said, some of these have taken a couple years to complete. This is 2020 to 2021. And the very last is Benign, being summer. So we've got a gorgeous show here for you to see. It'll be up for 2 more weeks, and Heidi will be here Saturday. That's this Saturday, the 18th at 4 p.m. to give a talk and to explain in more detail and possibly correct me on any misinformation I may have given you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.